This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Corielli and Sebastian Maniscalco.
Pete and Sebastian Show. We're back. I'm Pete Corielli, and of course, joining me, as always, is the new king of late night television, Sebastian Maniscalco, baby. You look great, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a very, very good experience for me, although under circumstances that are abnormal, performing in front of one guy, a camera guy with a stage guy off to the right, and they're masked up in like the N95s with the shield. So I felt like I was in a coal mine, right?
Yeah, you are. You're all alone. I mean, usually when you're making a show or something, you know how it goes. You listen, if the camera guy's giggling, you're like, all right, it's going good, even if there's no audience. But now even that guy's got a mask on. Shit. It's a weird feeling, right?
Oh, man, it's strange. And then we shot it at a house in West Hollywood. And then the monologue was done on the first floor, and then we moved upstairs for the interviews on the second floor. And, you know, the funny thing, or the weird thing about it actually, is you have to do the monologue, and it's a 7-minute monologue, and it's in a teleprompter.
Yeah.
So I just don't think comedy's meant to be read, you know? Mm-hmm. It feels read, and it feels like you're not in the moment because you're just not worried, but you're just concentrated more on getting all the words than just being just in the moment. And that's why I like to do a late night talk show once a week, so I could kind of memorize the monologue rather than read it, because you have to get it all right. No flubs, no nothing. If you flub a word and you're at 6 minutes and 50 seconds, you got to start over because there's no way to edit it.
Right, but here's my question. Why do you have to do it word for word? Like let's say you're doing a bit about dogs, and you know, all right, one thing is the dog is wet, one thing is it bites me when I put its food down, and the third thing is it runs away, and I close on the runaway thing. And that whole thing has to be 5 minutes. And those are the three big punches, right? So you just look at the guys go, listen, to turn your teleprompter the fuck off. I know the 3 punchlines. I know I got 7 minutes. When I get to 6 minutes, give me a countdown, and I'll delicately fly out on the last bit. And then you just do it like you do it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to be married to the damn words.
Well, it's not so much being married to the words. It's more like, you know, when you do a stand-up bit for the first time on stage, maybe you've been working on the bit prior to introducing it to an audience. But with this is, we were coming up with jokes the week of, you know, like, you know, I kind of didn't really know where I wanted to go with the monologue. We were throwing ideas, and then when you lock it in, similar to a script where, you know, you're playing with the script all week, and then you give it to the actors, and then you start adjusting stuff and whatnot. Before you know it, you got to perform it, and it's like you don't know. At least it takes me a while to memorize it, to get into my body, so I could then deliver it with an ease where you see it on a special. But and these are more jokes than storytelling. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a storyteller, and these were kind of just jokes peppered in from a topic. Anyway, a couple things on the side. If you want to, and you don't have this problem, but if you want to see how much weight you've gained, put yourself into a suit. Like, when's the last time you put your suit on?
That funeral that I made fun of 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so did you just slip into the jacket and go, oh yeah, or like what was the
It was actually a little on the big side because if you can believe it or not, I don't wear suits. Like Sadie, my own daughter, never saw me in a suit before in 7 years. And the suit I wore is the only nice suit I have, and I bought it to do Letterman. That's how old this fucking thing is. And I was afraid I was going to be at the funeral and someone was going to go, Didn't you do Letterman in that picture? I mean, Letterman doesn't even do Letterman anymore, and I still got the suit. And I only saved it for deaths, I swear to God.
So you got a death suit?
I got death shades, man. A dude from this cast, a fan, sent me a pair of parasols, I think they're pronounced.
Oh, those are nice.
Oh, and when I took them out of the case, I looked at Jackie, I go, oh, these are for funerals and maybe a wedding here and there. So I'm not going to lie, when I had my first funeral, I'm like rooting for a sunny day just so I can show up with my parasols. I washed the Tahoe for the funeral so I could step out of my shiny Tahoe with my parasols. We're not all dead here, right? Bro, you didn't look fat in your suit, by the way, but go ahead.
Well, thank you. I mean, but it was tight. I know we've touched on the funerals a couple weeks ago, but you just brought up a good point. If you went to an open casket funeral,
yeah,
and you got up to say your prayers in front of the body, and the body had sunglasses on, buried in sunglasses. What do you think of that?
Oh, God. I think he's the coolest dude in heaven right then and there, right? I'm like, oh, God. Now, by the way, that would have to be in the will, right? I mean, the gall to slap on a pair of Ray-Bans on a corpse without permission, right?
Well, what if you're the family member? You come in to check out the body, right? Before the body's introduced to the wake, the family members go back there, right? So if they go back and the mortician just said, I don't know, I put a pair of sunglasses on. What do you think?
I don't know. Your benefit is if you got like a best friend who's like, come on, what do we all remember most about Bobby, right? He'd always be like, where are my shades? Where are my shades? Whenever we're fishing, whenever we're having a party, he's like, where are my shades? You know, let's give him his shades, man.
Oh, man. Shit. 93 on iTunes.
Oh, come on.
I'm just making sure this gold is being captured. So anyways, I'm busting out of my suit. You can't really tell, but it's tight. You know, it's one of those things where if you move, you know, if you did like if I bent down to pick up some Kleenex on the floor, I'd rip the back of my suit open. I'd do a Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk on the damn thing.
All right. Gotcha. You could have tore that easily if you wanted to, right?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. So, and then I had to wear a second suit the next night. So I was already in, I was already in the suit that fit. Now I had to go into another one, which, Jesus Christ, this thing was, I mean, if I went to the bathroom and I unzipped my pants, I don't think I would have got them back up.
Now, see, this is the kind of gold where, like, because it's your first time ever doing late night TV, like if you were on stage at the Comedy Store for whatever reason in a suit, you would probably go right into like, listen, I'm in my Corona suit right now, all right? This fucking thing. Because you're totally in your wheelhouse, but when you're somewhere there, like, right, is there like this thought of, man, that's a funny bit, but do I do that? And now is the whole country going to be looking at my tight suit if I do that, right? And there are a lot, or did you not even consider doing that? Because that's funny.
I mean, I don't, like, if it was a live studio audience, I think I'd be a little bit more prone to go out there and go, guys, you know, during this pandemic, apparently I put on some weight, and you could tell by the fact that you could see my nipples through the suit, or whatever it is.
Yeah. And by the way, folks, when you go home tomorrow, tune into tomorrow's show, because this is my well-fitting suit. Tomorrow we go tight. Tiger Woods once said I'm the tightest wearing clothes in comedy. Well, I'm going to beat my own record tomorrow.
Oh, man.
And you know what I miss, too, without having the live guests? The ability to pop out from behind the desk and give the big hug to the A-Rods and the JJ Watts. You know what I mean? Let everyone know that you really know these dudes.
Well, that's what I liked about the interviews for me, that I had a personal connection with the guests. I mean, I don't know if you saw the Watt interview, but the guy is just quick on it. He's on, just really good guest, and I really enjoyed talking to him, as well as Ripa and Seacrest and A-Rod.
I know Watt's gonna just slide right into show business without a hiccup.
Oh, yeah. No, he could definitely slide right in whenever he wants. But all in all, I had a good time doing it. It was fun. I mean, I could see myself doing that on a regular basis. I don't know how that's going to look, but I had a good time doing it. And it would be a lot better if it was a normal situation with a live studio audience and myself and the guests interviewing.
Listen, of course it would be, but and did you feel more comfortable from day one to day two?
I did, although I think I did better interviews the first day. Man, doing interviews over Zoom is not ideal, especially when we surprised that healthcare worker with Smokey Robinson. When you get two people up on Zoom, you're talking over one another. They did a really good job in the editing room cleaning that whole thing up, but it's not conducive to a fluid interview.
Well, I just want you to know we're down to 93 already. We're up to 93. We got a small army here. Let us know which late night show you want to host. We'll do a hard scroll on the host and dig up some dirt of something they said within 10, 12 years ago. We'll get them out, and you can slide right in. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, it's got to be Fallon doing blackface. Come on, let's dig deep, people.
Oh, shit.
No, man, bro, you got to do a little late night. I dig it, and then you take a hiatus to do a film. And then you go out on weekends to do stand-up like Leno. Come on. Listen, I actually like the hosts that do it late night, so I don't want to say it in that way, but I think you'd be good at it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I like it because it tailors to what I do up on stage. To be honest with you, I think from what I've read in the comments, it was a refreshing break from politics, because a lot of late night talk shows concentrate on kind of current events and politics and what have you. So it was it's something that's kind of tailor made for what I do. If we do it again, that's great. If not, I don't know, bro. I just I'm really trying to figure out how I can introduce my mother into our circle of trust over here, because it's getting really sad that my her grandkids can't see her, right? So I'm looking into testing options.
Oh, really?
This thing is such a moving target. It's really difficult because I asked the doctor, I go,
are you talking about Corona now? No, I'm serious. It was just such a slide right into the virus. I didn't even, and you're still smiling. Don't ever smile when you talk about the Wuhan fucking special, all right? Holy shit. Get in the right, get in your virus mood, and then we'll talk virus. Fucking bullshit. I just gave Sadie, we'll get into it. Go ahead now. So anyway, what are you trying to do? You can't, even if you get tested, they could still have it?
Well, that's what I asked the doctor. I said, listen, if somebody with corona sneezed in my face right now, and I got it, and I came in today to get tested, does it show up on the test? He goes, no, probably show up 3 to 5 days after you were exposed to it. So I said, okay, so then I come in, I get tested, then I come in again, 5 days later, get tested again. He goes, well, it could show up 7 to 10 days. I go, oh, come on, man. So the best way to do it, to ensure that you don't have it would be get tested today and then get tested again in 2 weeks. But in between, you got to stay inside.
Yep.
Quarantine, shut down.
Yep, exactly.
So, what's your take? I mean, I know, and I don't know if this happened already or it's going to happen. Aren't you seeing your parents soon?
My parents are coming this weekend. Sadie's at a camp all week. I drop her off every day. She's there from 8 in the morning till 6 at night. They have breakfast and lunch with the kids. I gave it a speech yesterday. I mean, Jackie and I 2 days ago on Sunday, we gave her the talk again because she was starting to camp on Monday. And it's like, Camp Asawana, something, it's deep in the woods. The counselors are young college kids. It's just the fun, magical thing you'd want with the lake and stuff. And I'm like, first I tell her about anybody wants you to go alone in a cabin or something, you say no, obviously that whole thing. But now I got to do a mask speech. And I actually dropped the F-bomb with her just to really instill in her. I said, because they got to wear the mask a lot, right? So I'm like, listen, if you're ever in a position where you can't breathe, because she says that sometimes, I go, you pull it down and you breathe. And if they say no, you say, well, please take me to an area where I can take it off because I can't breathe. And if they still say no, then you tell them Dad's phone number and that they can fucking call me and I'll be there in 20 minutes. And then they can talk to me about it. Right? And she goes, Dad, your language. I go, well, you tell them that. And you could use that if you want. All right? So that they know. It would be great if a 7-year-old goes, 917, ba, 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 ba. You can call my fucking dad. He'll be here in 20 minutes. So my sister's coming with her daughter, who's 20, my niece, who, wants to see Sadie and vice versa, big time. And she's a lifeguard, and she's a college kid. She's partying. So they actually got tested. My sister says, we'll get the results by the time we come see you. But I go, but by that time, my niece has been lifeguarding. And they're coming with my mom, who's, using oxygen, and my dad. And my sister goes, well, when we get there, we won't hug Mom. I go, you just drove 5 hours in a car with Mom. But she's going to be okay because you're not going to hug her? What the fuck? So, and then I'm like, do we go out to dinner or does Mom want to eat at home? And she's like, Mom is up for anything. She's tired of being locked down. And she says that her mental state matters just as much. So she wants to go get the hell out. So that's where my family's at.
Oh, see, I think where you guys are at, I don't think I actually have an app that I'm going to send you.
Yeah.
And it tells you each city and county in the United States what the probability is if you went to an event with 10 people, 25 people, 50, 75, 100. What are the odds that somebody at the event has the coronavirus? So I did it for Los Angeles. And if I went to an event with 10 people here in Los Angeles, there is a 33% chance that someone has the virus.
Wow, that's high. That's a lot, right?
Well, that's what? 3 people out of 10 have it, right?
Man, yeah.
So I did the same thing for New York, around like Brooklyn area, for 10 people.
Yeah.
And the percentage was 11%.
All right, that's way. Why? I don't get it in California. I feel like everybody's in cars. There's not as much walking around. Why do they all have it?
I don't know. Could be the fact that we had 500,000 people protesting a month ago.
No. Studies have shown that it wasn't because of the protesters, all right, guy? Follow your Nancy Pelosi Twitter feed and you'd know that, all right?
I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe because we were doing really well. California was one of the places that had actually kind of contained this thing. I don't know what they're attributing it to, because we didn't open as fast as the Texas and the Florida, but I don't know. So
as far as you guys all of a sudden started getting it and then you couldn't stop it, and I got to be honest with you, you tell me if I'm onto something here. I think the disdain and the animosity and the anger towards your governor would be even worse if he didn't have such a fantastic hairdo.
I know the guy comes on and his looks almost diffuse what's going on.
I mean, if he just didn't talk, his ratings would go up, right? I mean, shit. He looks like he gets up at about 4:30 to look like that. Just tight. I mean, he definitely uses the tweezers and does the manual nose pull on the hairs. He don't do no Maverick buzzer with the adapter up there. Just,
Oh, so that I was just trying to get my mom over here. I'm trying to figure out if we could go see Lana's family in North Carolina. I'm trying to figure out if I could pick up my dad somewhere in between all this. Anyway, I'm trying to. It's just been one of those things where we're trying to put into place something to look forward to, and we might have to wait 3 or 4 weeks to see where this all plays out, but. In the meantime, I want to get into, once again, what I showed you, the video. We had another evacuation.
That's insane, bro. I saw the little fires that were on the hill. Talk to us. What happened now?
Just hanging out about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and a neighbor of mine says, "Hey, I just want to give you a heads up. There's a fire, and this one's pretty close." And he sent me that video, and I start kind of assessing the situation, and I said, "Let's get in the car. Let's get the hell out of here," because I don't want to be. And then we had a. I don't know if there's ever been a time in your family where it's like. You have to move fast to get out of something, or there's
carbon monoxide 2 weeks ago, guy. Of course.
Okay, so tensions are running high. I guess we got to do an evacuation practice run.
You do. We all do. You got to do it in the middle of the night. Your family's going to be pissed off at you. But you got to do it, man. And you got to not tell them it's fake until they're all in the car. And you're like, I'm kidding. I got hot chocolate for the kids. Right?
Oh, shit.
What happened, man? No one.
Nothing.
They don't want to leave anymore, right? I mean, are you the only house evacuating?
Well, it's I gotta get a No, this guy that sent me the video, he's evacuating, right?
All right.
So I'm I'm trying to get the family together. I take a case of water. It's I take a large case of water. I'm thinking, man, we might need water if we can't come back or whatnot. I need I couldn't find my survival kit. It was just.
It's a deli at the bottom of the hill. It's a 7-Eleven. This isn't the apocalypse, bro, right? I mean, all you need is your wallet.
I guess you're right, but I was just I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I just threw everything in the car, got the kids in the car. We went down to the hill to get gas.
Yeah. All right.
And we just waited out there, went back up. But on the way out, I run into a neighbor, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm amazed how people don't analyze a situation and kind of figure out what's the appropriate reaction. I'm tearing out of the neighborhood, and this guy's like, I'm getting a wave, like, hey. Now, I pull down the window on Lana's side, and he comes up to the car, no mask, comes up to the car. You ever get these people okay, we're in the car, guy, but the window's open, so the 6 feet rule still applies?
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Dude, 33% in a 10 group people. This guy might have it right now. It's insane.
And this guy looked like he got struck by lightning. You ever meet one of these guys that just they look like they were struck by lightning and now they're like, hey, what's going on? Like disheveled a little bit.
Yep.
And he starts going into, I talked to the homeowners association. Guy, there's 3 helicopters with water dumping it on the what homeowners association? Get your car and get the hell out of here.
Man, the literally helicopters were dumping water at this point?
Yeah, they got helicopters dumping water. They got, and I didn't know this until I left the neighborhood, there's at least 17 fire trucks lined up, right? Putting this thing out.
Holy shit.
And this guy's telling me about homeowners association and when the meeting's going to be. And I go, guy, we're in a rush. We got to get out of here. We're either going to die from you spitting in the car or the fire. So I left. I came back. We unpacked everything. This is 3. Like, I think I should have been told by my real estate agent how many times Stefani had to evacuate the house.
Yeah, right? That's when they showed you the house, they were all crossing their fingers. Oh, God, please don't have a fire on the hill. Not right now. Not right now. They probably soaked the hill down before the open house.
Oh, God. So we did the evac. Then on the next video I get, and I don't even know if we could post this online, I'm looking at your ass in an acting clip.
Yeah, oh, bro, full-length film. I was the star. I found it in my attic. Hold on, before we get into that, how are these fires starting? Is lightning hitting the hill? How do you know? Does anyone know how they're starting?
Well, that's another thing. I don't know if you've ever started a fire with wood. Have you done that?
No, like rub sticks together and shit?
Well, let's say you're camping and you want to do a campfire with logs.
Yeah. Right.
All right?
Uh-huh.
I've done it in my pizza ovens, trying to ignite wood to get a fire going. And I'm doing it with a lighter or one of those lighters and paper, and putting the paper under the wood so the wood could. It ain't easy to get a fire going.
No, I take wild wood, as you say, off the ground when I go camping. Even if I get it lit, it just starts smoking and goes out. And I'm like,
right.
I'm like, how is this shit burning down forests? I can't even heat up my fucking coffee on the grill.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm trying to start a fire, and I can't.
I'm right there with you. I mean, and then they always say about L.A., oh, this is like gasoline, mate. That's what the fucking Australians say about the brush like that. That it's like that tinder can go right up, but it needs a spark. So what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I always hear, oh, it started because someone flicked a cigarette into the trail or whatever. I go, if it's that easy, I would just put a cigarette into my pizza oven, and apparently the thing would ignite.
No shit. Someone should have told me. I'll bring some Marlboros, light one up, and toss it in the campfire. I'm right there with you, bro. I'm just doing your joke again in a different format.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. I got to make sure we're getting this gold.
Yeah, it is. By the way, what are people doing? Going to the edge of the fucking hills and just, smoking cigarettes and flicking them like they're outside of a movie theater?
I don't know if it's that or it gets so dry that with the heat, that is it possible
Don't
that
even
a
say
fire?
it, come on, this is up there with the fucking whale legs. You're gonna say it just combusts, guy? No spark. It just gets so hot that it just a flame appears like ta-da. Oh shit! Oh shit! I'm not gonna lie. I sometimes think that's going to happen with my gas. I'll have it in the garage, and I have the garage door closed, and it gets so hot in there. That happened like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I have to open up the garage door. The gas can's going to explode from massive heat. And then I'm like, well, I don't know if that could really happen, man.
Well, can that?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. Man, where's Lou when you need him, bro?
I know, wow.
Wasting away at Sirius XM. That's what fuck.
I don't know. I just always hear about these fires, and like yourself, I don't know how they start.
Yeah. Is anyone looking into that where you live? I mean, maybe instead of 17 fire trucks, we have 16 and one detective car.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed, actually.
Why?
That I didn't get a call from the fire department to let me know if I should evacuate or not after the pizza delivery.
Wow, bro, you are bringing up a good point. I'm getting a little upset, and I didn't even bring the pizza. I mean, was that all a charade? That's just fancy for charade. Was that all a charade? Like they thank you and they're biting into the slice, laughing as you're driving back down the hill? I mean,
that was kind of what the whole thing was for. Was, hey, I just moved into the neighborhood, so if I need to evacuate, can you let me know?
Right.
The guards at the gate, they don't know what the hell's going on. I called them. I go, should we evacuate? I don't know. There's a fire on Balboa. I go, guy, Balboa. It's on. It's down the street. What are you talking about? Oh, it is. Oh, fuck it. Give me the firefighters' direct line.
What? I don't. First of all right, there's a lot going on here. Number one, how come security, part of their responsibility isn't having like a zone, and if the fire reaches that zone, we tell the tenants? I mean, you're only protecting me from criminals, but fire, I'm on my own? I mean, you're sitting here in the box. Why are you in constant communication with the four guys overlooking Malibu, enjoying life? And secondly, or whatever they are, do you think there's a chance the firemen will like, we will tell you when you need to evacuate. You didn't need to evacuate. You're a greenhorn on this hill. And, we're laughing at you because you're packing up the family with a case of water and going down the hill every time there's a brush fire. It's not necessary.
Well, I want to go back over there this week, now that we've had a couple of fires, to kind of discuss with them, listen, guys, we got to work something out here. You got to give me a heads up on what's going on. If I need to evacuate, if I need to stay, we need to be like, this is what type of communication I want with the fire department. Yeah. I want them hooking up the hose to the fire hydrant. Ready? And he's like, all right, Louie, you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. And during this, I want them to go, what? Hold on. I got to call Maniscalco and tell him to get the hell.
Right. I want that sliding down the pole. As you're sliding down the pole before you even get in the truck, you're pulling out doing a slide down going, evacuate Maniscalco's. I got a good way to approach it, man, which makes it a little more delicate. If you go back to them, maybe with some more food or turn it up a notch and bring some Italian pastries, right? And tell them, you throw your security guy under the bus a little bit. You go, listen, when I moved in, I thought this guy would give me a heads up with fires, but I mean, I'm filling him in on where the fucking fire is, right? So I'm assuming by the time I know about the fire you guys do, would you guys mind, is there like a direct line that I could give you guys a call before I pack up my family every time and get an opinion if I should? Because I'm getting no help over there, and I'm down the hill every other day with the trunk open in a case of water, looking up at the hill like it's a volcano erupting, So and maybe they'd be like, "Hey, no problem." I mean, if you really want to get sexy about it, you literally get 2 cell phones, one for you and one for them, and you pay for the plan, and you go, just hang this on your wall. If it rings, it's me. the Maniscalco phone, baby.
So Lana and I got in an argument over the firefighters the other night.
Yeah.
We had someone lighting fireworks off, literally over the canyon from a street.
Jesus Christ!
So Lana
tailgate at a fucking gas station. Jesus.
So Lana goes, should I call the fire department? And I go, fire department? Do you call the fire department directly?
When I called for carbon monoxide, I figured that's the fire department. You call 911, you tell them the situation, and dispatch decides if that's fire or police.
That's what I said. Lana thinks you could just call the fire department and go, I got a fire in my kitchen.
What does she think it like goes, press 1 for fire, press 2 for intruder, press 3 for heart attack.
Oh, God.
Adorable, bro.
So, but which brings up can you get through to the fire department? I mean, when you call for monoxide, did you call fire?
I called and told them the situation, and they said, we're going to send the fire department. And I said, okay. And then
but 911.
Yeah, 911. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I told the fireman, I go, what have you found drugs? And he goes, usually when dispatch talks to the person, if they get a sense that it's an illegal situation, he goes, the cops are called with us, so we come together. So, but yeah, I mean, Lana calls up and goes, listen, someone's shooting off fireworks, and I think there's going to be a fire. I don't know if we call the firemen or the cops. What do we do? And then the dispatch, right? What happened? What'd you do?
We called the security gate. I said, I got fireworks in my backyard. Call the police.
He probably said thanks, turned around, sipped his soda, and watched. Right?
If you call 911 on something and say they're shooting fireworks off, get over there, right? The people you called 911 on, could they find out that you called 911 on them?
No. That's huge too.
It's just that call. Because the 911 call always comes out, right?
In the news, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Right? So how is that possible? Like, it's not what do you call it? It's the word's slipping my mind.
Public domain? Is that it?
When you call, you're not. What the hell's the word? Not unanimous. It's
anonymous. You're anonymous. Yeah.
You're not anonymous.
You are, right? Like for example, when I lived in New York City, I had a roof deck, and somebody in the building called the permit people and said the roof was built without a permit. The roof was up there before I even moved in, the roof deck. But someone wanted to be an asshole to me. I called a private detective. And I said, can you trace a phone call for me if I give you the cell phone number? And he goes, literally, I'll never forget. He goes, I didn't see him. I was on the phone. And he goes, yeah, I don't trace phone calls. It's illegal. Goodbye. And he hung up on me. And the way he hung up on me made me feel like he gets like 3 or 4 of those a day. Like people just needing to know who the fuck called on me, you know? Absolutely.
But how could you trace the phone call to 911? Like, they'd have to call you.
What do you mean? No, if I said I had the person in my building, I knew I had the cell phone of who I think did it. And it's like, if I give you their cell phone, can you see in the past month if they called this number, yeah. So that kind of shit, yeah. But otherwise, I guess you're anonymous unless it becomes a crime. And then all of a sudden they're going to know it's you because they'll hear you on the dispatch going, guy, I'm looking at the smoke from here, guy.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna, maybe we beep out the word here, but I'll just say a close friend of mine, blood close, if you know what I'm saying. I'm on the phone with him the other day, and he goes, every day I drive to work. He goes, there's this beat up fucking camper parked out in front of the road, and he goes, it's driving me nuts. He goes, it's been there like 3 years. Finally, I said, fuck it. I called up the town. He goes, I'm 5 minutes into the phone call, and the town goes, we'll send 2 cops over. We'll take care of that right away. And he goes, my friend goes, he goes, next day the camp is gone. He goes, then my other neighbor goes, hey, you hear what happened to Jerry's camper? And he goes, and I go, I know, right? It's been there 3 years. Who would call now? Out of the blue. Must be the new guy. That's the beauty of the 911 guy. Nobody knows.
Oh man.
So you got my video, all right?
So I got the video. So what is this? Explain what's going on.
I told you on many, I don't know, episode, season 3 of the cast maybe, about an independent movie I made for free. I got the part. No money involved, wore my own clothes. My character drove a beat-up white van, and that was also the van I changed in, low budget thing. But there was a scene in the script, my character, I have my brother shoot me in the leg to make it look like I was robbed because I took the mob's money, and instead of delivering it from one place to another, I was a degenerate gambler, and I went to the track and lost it. So in the scene that I sent you, I'm being interrogated by the mob guy because he doesn't believe that I was robbed. So he wants to look at the bullet wound and ask me what happened. So they have to pull down my pants and look at the bullet wound in my ass. And at the time, I remember telling you the story, I thought I was making an artistic choice. I was like a young River Phoenix guy. And I said I'd show it to you, and then I forgot about it. I couldn't find it. And the other day I was up in the attic getting some shit out for the visit, and I found my box, and I found the movie, man, and I was checking it out, and I just took a video of me playing it on my computer. I'm not going to download that shit, but I wanted you to see it. I got to show it to the listeners. It's too funny.
So why did you get shot in the ass? Couldn't they have made it you got shot in the leg and then just pull up your jeans? Why are you half naked in the fucking movie?
Well, I should have shown. Listen, now I got to walk you through the whole thing. But no, in the opening, what my brother does is we go out into the woods, and he's my older brother, and he's always getting me out of trouble. He's the guy who wrote and directed it, and. So this is his idea. This is the only thing we can do to get out of it. So we go out into the woods, and he shoots me in the thigh, but it goes through my thigh, my inner groin, and out my ass cheek. But the opening scene of the movie is me and him walking out into the woods with this ominous music playing, and he's got a paper bag in his hand, and you don't know what's in there. And then we get out into the woods, but he's like, you ready? You ready to do this? And I'm like, there's no other way. Do it now. No one's around. And bro, I am not kidding. You watch this, you literally think one of us is about to blow the other one. Like that. And you think condoms are in the brown bag. I'm not even kidding you. And then he pulls out the bag and it's a gun. And he puts it up to my thigh and he hugs me tight. And there's a camera shot above. And he's like, oh God. And as soon as you hear bang, screen goes back, credits roll, guy, and we are in it. An hour and a half of amateur hour.
How is the movie? Is it any good?
Oh, no. I mean, the scenes sound better than the others. There's one scene where I'm out on a boat in the East River by the Brooklyn Bridge. Truly, man, we had a stuntman, and I had to push a guy into the water. There's one scene where I mug a guy in Brooklyn, and I have him in the back of the van with a gun in his mouth. Crazy shit, yeah. But and then the last scene of the whole movie is I have to leave and go to Canada and never come back, or my brother isn't going to be in trouble, right? So we have to drive about 4 hours outside of New York City towards Binghamton, where there's finally a sign that says Canada, wherever we were, Canada, Montreal, 200 miles, right? And he's like, we're going to go where that sign is. So we had to drive 4 hours out there. And the last scene was, I'm driving, I pull over by the sign that says Canada, 200 kilometers. And I get out and I sit on the hood of the car, and I'm supposed to be contemplating, do I go to Canada or do I go back home and make life crazy for everybody again? I'm like the bad guy, like the Gilligan, So I'm like, and as I'm sitting on the hood, he's got the camera on me and there's no dialogue, so he can say anything because it's just the sound of the highway. And the director's going, now rub your thigh where you got shot. Rub your thigh so everyone knows that you're thinking about the bullet wound and everything that happened. So now I'm sitting on the hood of the car and it looks like I'm rubbing my dick trying to get a hard on. And I can't say nothing. It's this guy's movie. I'm only 4 years into comedy and I'm like, wow, what a director's choice. Good call. So,
there's multiple scenes that could be misconstrued as a porn.
Oh, it would have made more money and been more successful if it was a porn. And by the way, do you believe I thought I was good looking then? Do you believe that? It's fucking crazy. My hair and shit, my beer-filled face. Oh my God. I did have a nice ass, so you got to admit that.
Oh, shit.
So, anyway, yeah, I pulled that out. I'm starting up my newsletter. I got to say for the listeners, if you haven't signed up for Pete Corielli's newsletter, I've been talking about it. I'm finally going to start writing. And my first one was going to be, I found that, and I was going to talk about the ass scene and then write about it. And Jackie goes, oh my God, you're starting a newsletter and the first thing you're going to go to is the one movie you ever did and you're going to make fun of it. I mean, God, why don't you just write about your life? What's going on? So anyway, that's what I'll be writing about, what's going on.
Well, we used to have the Pete newsletter. What'd you call it?
That was a TV show called The Pete. Yeah, that was a whole big thing. That was a production. That was really good. Yeah. I found the old video of me and you from Alternate Side because I'm going to start my YouTube channel, so I'm collecting all my failures. No, that was good shit. Bro, I got a couple of questions on the etiquette side I needed to run by you.
Yeah.
And this one is, I'm seriously perplexed. As you know, I've been wearing the chains, right? Now, when I go to our, this pool we belong to, right? It's a, nice pool. It's nice. It's I don't want to call it a country club. It's the closest thing to one around here. It's not like real expensive, but it's real nice. It's classy. They bring you drinks out. Anyway, I can't, whenever I go there, what I've been doing is when I go, I'm in my bathing suit and I take my shirt off. I've been taking my chains off and putting them like inside my shirt or in my hat and not putting them on till I leave. Do you think when a man has chains and he gets to a pool or beach, does he keep the chains on for the swim and the overall hang, or should I be taking them off? I'm perplexed.
No, you leave those on, bro. It's like part of the costume.
Really?
Yeah, no, you take, first of all, when you have chains on, how are you taking your shirt off? Are you double crossing your arms and doing one of these, or do you go from the back forward?
I do the back forward. I do your second one right there. Absolutely, back forward.
Okay, I think a better look for you with chains on is you unveil it because if you come up with it like that, it's like it's almost like you're at a Broadway show and the play is starting.
You know what? You're making me feel like everyone already in the water are a bunch of ducks and a swan is about to fucking come in, right? You ever see a swan come in with his ducks? Oh, man, showstopper. Fuck. If I was a duck, I'd be like, oh, there's a swan here. Let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah, never. This thing's going to outshine us.
You know what the sick thing is about Italians, though?
Oh, what?
We always think some people are watching us take our shirt off. Like you're going...
Oh, yeah.
Like, is there a part of you when you're taking your shit off at the pool in your head going, people are looking?
Oh, God. Are you kidding me? Bro, any woman at the pool wearing shades is looking at me. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You know, even if their head's turned in the opposite direction, somehow they're looking through the reflection of their shades at me. I don't even go in the shallow end that often because the women down at the end, they can't handle my presence. With the family, I stay in the deep end like a dolphin. I just come down once in a while. He's here again. Oh, there he goes, the Italian guy. Look at his chest hand mat itself down as he comes up. Oh, wow.
Oh, fuck. You
I
bring
think
up
you're 3 days in a row, Carol, and I haven't seen him use sunscreen either. Oh, we're kidding,
God.
folks. We're fucking kidding.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
When you're underwater,
Right. Yeah.
and then you're gonna come out of it,
Yeah.
do you come out so you make it so your hair is already back, or do you pop out of water and the hair's on the forehead and then you gotta move it back? How do you exit the water from underneath?
Oh no, you got to do a full head back, shoot up like a dolphin or a swordfish shooting out of the water. Yeah, you ever go to get halfway out of the ladder and you realize you didn't do a good dip back, so you got to go back down just to get it right? Oh. Well, the other move you do too, dads do this move. You ever do this move where you got like your shades on and your kids playing on you, and you just come straight up with all your hair dripping down over your shades and you're spitting out water? That's just for the ladies to go, look, he's a good dad too. He's playing the dad games. They're climbing all over him. Oh, God, you get the full package. Jeez, you could even add, when you're out with Lana, you could yell out, am I going to make the da-da-da tonight? Just so all the other women know, holy shit, he's going to do the cooking when they get home.
Listen, when you exit a pool,
Yeah.
do you exit from the ladder, or do you I would just think you would do a full, like, push out.
When you do the push out, though, Jackie used to be a lifeguard. Now, she taught me that when you do the push out off the ledge, you got to push so high that when you come up, you land on one foot.
Yeah.
I used to do that nice. Now, I did that the other day. Now I'm at the age I do the push out to the knee. Then I bring the other knee up. Now I'm like on all fours like a fucking horse. Just dripping wet. Hair still looks good, but I look fucking 50. And then I slowly climb up. Holy shit.
When I was at 21, it used to be one motion. It literally used to be one motion. Go up. And just you used to pop out. I almost did like a squat out of the water.
It almost looks like to the naked eye. You didn't even use your hands. You didn't even use your hands. Oh, shit.
Here's another one for you.
Yeah.
How do you enter a pool at 50? Do you walk in? Or do you sit down and then scooch in? Do you jump?
All right, completely based on the temperature of the water. I do a foot dip. By the way, you know when you do that, you put one foot on the ledge and you go down with the other foot and dip it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even do that before with the arthritis from the hip. I couldn't do that for a while. I had to get on the ladder and go down one step backwards and then announce. Then you do the announce to everybody outside the pool. It's cold! Yeah. What the fuck, right? So, based on the temp, now if it's cold, I go over to the steps and I do a slow wade in, up to the waist, chat with the adults, don't splash me, and then eventually my daughter splashes me enough and I just go down, right? Now, if it's warm, I jump right in. But bro, I used to dive. I dove once the other day, and I literally came up, and I thought I cracked my fucking spine. And this is off the ledge, no diving board in sight. That's psychotic. Who the fuck is diving? It's insane. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Right?
Oh no! The dive at 50 literally could be life-threatening.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and then when I hit the water, I kind of went forward like a somersault. I got nauseous. Are you kidding me? Because I can't go on a swing or nothing. I came up and Sadie wanted to play. I'm like, hold on, Daddy's nauseous for a second. Oh shit.
Oh God. Oh God! I dove in the pool a couple days ago.
Oh wow, yeah.
My face was red for 24 hours.
Now, you doing the double hand protecting, or you just got two out like Superman?
First of all, I don't really know the proper form to dive, and I always put my hands out front. It's just for the look. There's no purpose for my hands going out. It's literally just to show people at the pool I'm diving.
That's it. See this now, because it's only happening once this afternoon. By the way, I mean, I know this is terrible. You hear these accents about people diving and then they get paralyzed, right? Who the fuck is randomly diving into unknown depths? Right? I mean, I got to do a deep dive. I got to ask other people. Do people normally dive? I asked the lifeguard, you ever do that shit? I don't risk it. I go, can we dive over here? She's like, oh my God. I usually tell most people yes or no after they do it, pussy. But yes, you can.
Oh my God.
Oh, so you got a deep end in your pool?
No, I don't. It's 6.5 feet, but I don't do a dive like this.
I hear you.
I almost do a dive just to slice the water and then come up. It's a dive in and out. It's not a dive down and up.
That's what every guy is saying in the hospital that can barely move his arm after the accident. Don't be doing that shallow dive anymore, bro. That is not worth it, man. That's come on.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
So, by the way, worst comes to worst, can you survive in your pool if a fire surrounded the house? Do you know if that's a real thing? Like if you guys are fucking like that, you and Lana just breathing right out of your mouth, barely sticking your face.
I don't know. Does fire? No. The fire could come over, depending on what the wind direction is. I would assume the pool would be a good place to go.
Jeez, crazy.
We got this thing we got to announce. Is something that we're doing. We're going live, virtual podcast, August 13th at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, all right? We want the listeners to be a part of the cast. You can ask us anything. I want you to look at our social media platforms. There's a link on there to register. This is a free event.
Yes.
And you could come on the Pete and Sebastian show and talk to us. We wanted to incorporate the listeners here on this event because it's always been a kind of a one-sided. We're putting the stuff out. You guys are listening, but now we want to incorporate everybody that listens to the Pete and Sebastian show to come on the show, ask us questions, refer to old episodes, whatever you want to do. August 13th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We don't know how long this thing's going to run. We're just going to have fun with it. But we wanted to give a different flavor to the show than you're normally used to. And we thought this would be a fun way to do it, given the fact that we are all in quarantine. So I just wanted to get that out there.
It's going to be great. It's a Thursday night. So even if you got summertime plans for Friday and Saturday, what better way to kick them off? Like the appetizer for the weekend, you break out a wine, some brewskis, maybe a cappuccino. It doesn't matter. You sit back, you hear something you want to interject, you get involved, right? You get involved. Now when we talk about caviar, you can go, no, guys, that's wrong. I love it.
So
it's going to be great.
That's that. What do you got? You got anything else?
I got one last story I got to leave you with that made me freaking. I thought this was so funny. A good buddy of mine in town. All right. Yeah. So one thing leads to another. Jackie is chatting with him, and we're talking, and he's got all this new furniture. He's got this big old house, right? And he's got all this cool furniture. And she goes, we'll call his name Frank, even though it's not. She goes, Frank, what's up with all the furniture? I love it. And she goes, where'd you get it? And he goes, ready for this? He goes, it's Harvey Weinstein's. And we're like, what? And he goes, yeah. He's got a family member, his niece, who's an actress. Her friend was one of Harvey's gals. And can you hear me? Because I lost you. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
And he has a house in Westchester that she was in. Okay, so when everything went down, now Harvey went to jail. He's going to sell the house. He got out what he wanted. Long story short, the girl says, if you guys want anything left, the movies are going to take. So it's up to you. So my buddy goes, fucking rented a Penske and drove 7 hours to Harvey Weinstein's house in Westchester and fucking loaded up. And he's got a couch on the front porch. And Jackie goes, what's with the couch? It's so nice. He goes, I had it inside, but then I thought he probably had his casting sessions on this couch. So I took it out. I don't want that in my house. Holy shit, man.
Man, what a talking piece.
I mean, know.
Could you just sitting there going, who sat in that chair? He's in prison now.
Right? The seat you're in right now is the seat Harvey sat in when he gave the green light to Good Will Hunting.
Oh, my God.
Another great hang, bro. How are we not down to number 2 or number 1?
No, we're moving up, bro. This thing is getting some heat behind it. We got to thank the listeners, Pete and Sebastian Show. Keep sharing it with your friends and family. I got to get these cards out. The guys here to pick them up.
All right.
I will see you next week.
Great hanging, man.
Take care.